All right, this is working. Excellent. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to PhotoJoseph's Photo Moment, first live daily photo show, and I mean daily. Look at this. I am at LAX. I'm waiting for my Lyft to pick me up. I'm here for an all-day meeting, and I actually managed to go live. I may jump out of here and jump into the car and continue the show from the car if we have to, but we'll see what happens. Hopefully you guys can hear me all right. David says going on a trip. Already here. Left super early this morning and just landed in LA. Linus, good morning to you. Hello. I am doing well. Thank you for asking. So today's photo moment is actually going to be in response to a question that I got on, where did this come? By Instagram. A chap in Italy was asking for a camera recommendation. Very, very limited budget, and he was looking at the GX85, and GX80 in Europe, which at first I thought, well, that's out of your budget range, and then I looked at it and realized that he's pointing to a bundle of this camera with a 12 to 32 millimeter lens. I think that's what it is. It's a kit lens, not a very good lens, but you know what? It's a starting point. And I think you guys know how much I love that camera. That GX85 or GX80 in Europe is really, really a great camera. It's one of my favorites, absolutely loving it. And so I think it's a great recommendation no matter what type of work you're doing. Now I did ask him, what kind of work are you doing? He said that mostly portraits and maybe some landscape stuff. Okay, portraits, people picture, portraits. So the lens that it's coming with really is not going to cut it for that, for the portrait side. But at least it's a lens. At least you get some started. And obviously you got to start from somewhere, and it's good to start at that price point with the lens, even if it's a cheap one. But then the next lens that I'm going to say he should get, which is about $350, is going to be that 42.5 millimeter f1.7. Not the Nocticrot, not the f1.2. That one's super spendy. But the f1.7 is a really nice little lens. For the money, it's really good. And you get a nice shallow depth of field with it. It's quite sharp. Overall, it's a really good lens. So that's going to be the next recommendation. And that's going to be good for his portraits. But then I was, looking at prices of lens that'll be a little bit wider, something more landscape-like. And going through the list, a lot of the lower end lenses are zooms, and just the lower end zoom lenses just don't cut it. They're just not worth it to me. I'd much rather have a prime lens than a zoom lens. I think for the money you're going to get better quality, and you're always going to get faster. So I was looking through the lenses, and there's the 20 millimeter pancake lens, which is definitely wider, but it's not a great lens either. But you know what? If you get up to that 15 millimeter LEICA, the f1.7 LEICA lens. Now we are talking a bit more money, of course, but it is probably the lowest cost fixed focal length lens that I'm going to recommend. Originally I was going to say the 25 millimeter, which is a little bit longer than I would like for landscape type work, for more of a wide lens. But the price difference between that and the 15 mil is minimal, especially right now. I think one of them is on sale, and I remember which one now. But look those up. We've linked to all these in the notes below, but that 15 millimeter LEICA lens should probably be the next lens after the portrait. So start with the 42 millimeter f1.7 and then go for that LEICA as the budget improves. So that's what I got for lens-wise for you. I think that's going to be the top recommendation. So that GX85 with the kit, which is with that 12 to 32, not great, but it'll work. We'll do it for you. Now I would love to be able to respond to the comments on here, but I'm realizing I keep forgetting that on the Mevo app, the comments fly by and then I can't get to them again. And I'm looking out to see if my driver's here yet. And I can't leave the app, so I'm going to try this. I'm going to see if I can pull this off. See, I can't even lock the app or it's going to go away. I'm going to put this in my pocket and hope that I don't screw this up. If I screw this up, thanks guys. It's been nice talking to you this morning. I'm going to try to make this work. I'm going to grab my iPad out of my bag here. See if I can find the live show here and possibly get the comments for you. So let's see. Looking for a little red Honda Civic. That's my Lyft driver today. All right, let's see. Going into my channel. There's me. I'm live. Excellent. Just gonna have to mute this as soon as it comes on. Chat is loading. Excellent. There's the chat. And I'm just turn the volume down so I don't have to worry about that coming up. All right, great. Looking for my driver. We're doing good. All right, let's see what our comments are. So hello, David from Switzerland. Linus, hello again. Evtonic, hello from San Antonio. Excellent. Carlo Bot, don't board Alaska. Just got off Alaska. What are you going to do? John Morby says, it's like watching paint dry. Is the show that good today? No, wait, is that my car? No, that's not mine. Achita, good morning. Ryan says, gray bars and stutters. Bummer on that. Bummer on that. You know, there's actually, so this is a newer beta, but the Mevo guys live stream told me that now the actual official version of this app has been released for streaming to YouTube. I did not grab it because I would have had to do a firmware update and I didn't have time for that this morning. So we got that. All right, live streaming on the move. Yes, we are. Burns Tech. Got chills looking at the stream thumbnail. I'm not quite sure what that's all about. Let's see here. Tyler says, haven't looked at that camera. Would it be a decent second camera for weddings? Yes, mostly used for wide angle of the ceremony. In fact, it would. I've shot an entire wedding with the GX85 and my brother-in-law's. You know, it's not. I don't do weddings, but that's. But I did the entire wedding with that. I love that camera. I really, really do. One of the big things about it is that was the first camera to not have the anti-aliasing filter on. So even though it's a 16 megapixel sensor, it doesn't have the anti-aliasing. Panasonic says it's basically an equivalent of a 20 megapixel sensor, like how you measure this, but the sharpness equivalent of a 20 megapixel sensor with the anti-aliasing, right? So the GH5 has the 20 megapixel without anti-aliasing, so it's bumped up again. But the GX85, no anti-aliasing filter, 16 megapixel sensor. It's a freaking phenomenal camera. That camera looks so good. I love, 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 love that camera. Did you connect your camera to the phone? Well, we're looking at, this is the Mevo right here, broadcasting from the phone. And it's still good. It's still working. So I'm still live. That's good. That's good. All right. And the cords. Someone's asking about the cords. Was Linus saying about the cords? I don't know what Linus is saying about the cords, but yeah, this wire is for my lav microphone, which I am wearing. Still not my car. Okay. All right. Good. Well, that's good. All right. I'm just gonna put this away now because I think we're safe to put this away. I can follow the comments on the phone and I can keep on chatting to you until my car gets here. Believe me, you don't want to be in the car with me. I've got my, look at this, Mevo is like balanced here. It's balancing on this, hoping to God I don't knock it over or no one comes by and grabs it. It's LA, what's the worst that could happen, right? Okay, GH5 training updates, timeline. Carlo, good question. Completely done shot, in the can. All the shots are done, the behind the scenes, not behind the scenes, what do you call it? The inserts are all shot. Everything's done. My editor did just tell me there was a missing menu shot, so I'm gonna have to do a pickup on that when I get back tomorrow. But other than that, everything's done. Data timeline with lynda.com to be the end of July. So I know that's now a month and a half later than originally planned. Sorry guys, the way it goes. It did turn out to be a lot bigger than originally intended, and my editor turned out to be a lot busier than he expected, so he wasn't able to dedicate quite as much time to it. And then of course we added in the sound engineer to make sure that we got really good quality audio all the way through. But everything is done. It's in the cam, and it is now in editing. I reviewed a bunch of videos last night, reviewed a bunch more, well, a bunch previously on Friday. Editor is fast and hard and furious at work at these things. He's got a schedule to crank these out for the sound engineer, and we should be good to go. I'm going to turn the camera back this way so we get a little better view. Lighting was not so good there. So yeah, that's the update on the GH5 training. GH5training.com. Check it out if you haven't already, because as soon as that last video uploads, the price goes up. It is no longer being sold as a pre-sale. As soon as that last video, which will be right at the end of July. Okay, the Mevo did not like the enter on the training. Oh, that's funny. Alrighty guys, I think that's it. I'm gonna cut it here because I know that car's gotta be any like second away here. And if I switch to it on the phone, if I switch to that app, I'm gonna cut you guys off. So we're gonna cut it off there. Thanks for watching everybody. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.